All right, let's try some long division. See if we can convert a fraction into a decimal, and see if we can determine if it's repeating or terminating. Now, watch this little trick I'm going to do. I'm going to take the fraction and tip it over. I'm going to tip it over. We can see that the 7 is going to fall inside of there. You see that, how that works? So I tip it over, and I know that my 7 comes inside, and the 22 that's on the outside. And then first thing I'm going to do is that number on the inside, I'm going to immediately put a decimal at the end and drop a 0 behind it, because that 22 doesn't go into 7, but it'll go into 70. And I would do the same on the top. I would immediately put my 0 and my decimal up here, right? So this is the start of our problem. Now we're going to use a multiplication chart to help us figure out how many 22s go into a 70. Notice these multiples of 22, and I'm just coming right down the line to see how many can I go till I'm over 70. And it's really easy to see here. It's the 66. 88 is too big, so it's this one. 3 of them come in. 3 of them come in. So I put my 3 here. And I look at my chart, and it equals 66. So I come and drop my 66 down here. And I'm going to be subtracting each time. So I go 77 minus 66. I'd like you to use mental math. And the way I do is I say 66 out loud, and then I count up to 70, actually using my fingers. So watch how this works. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. And so I tapped 4 times with my finger. That's a 4. Great, we've got our first step. We got to keep going because that didn't land up being 0. I drop down a 0 here, so now I have 40. And I ask how many 22s fit into a 40. I'll look at my multiplication chart, and I go, let's see, only one of them is going to fit, right? Only one 22, because 44 is too big. So I drop up here, only once. 1 times 22 is just 22. And again, I'm going to subtract 40 minus 22. And I'm going to count it like this. Count my 10s first. 22, 32. Can't go bigger. That's 110. And then I'm going to say 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Tap 8 fingers plus my 10, and that gives me 18. A nice way to do mental math. 18. And so, of course, now 22 doesn't go into 18. I drop another 0. And this might look scary, right? How am I supposed to know how many 22s in 180? Well, just follow your multiplication chart down. I've got the 22 to 180. There it is. 198 is too big. So I go to the one behind it, and it was the 8, which equals 176. So I'm going to go in. It goes 8 times. 8 times 22 is 176. And again, we'll be subtracting. Watch how I count this. Count it with me. I'm going to say 176 out loud and count up to 180. 176, 177, 178, 179, 180. That makes 4 of them. So the answer is 4. And I'm going to drop another 0. So we just keep doing this over and over again until we end or something repeats. All right. 22s into a 40. Let me look up here. Oh, it doesn't go into 44. It only goes once, doesn't it? And that seems familiar to me. I feel like we've done this before. Well, let's keep going and see what happens. So 1 times 22 is 22. And I subtract 22 from 40. And I am going to get 22, 32. I'm going to get an 18 again, right? I'm missing my 18. Let me copy this one. God, I could quickly do that. And now I'm looking back here and I'm seeing, oh, this is repeating. Look at 40 minus 22, 18, drop another 0. Do you see how this is just repeating? So I know now that this 1, 8 is going to keep repeating to another 8. And I'm going to have 1, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8. And so I stop here. Now I know my fraction is repeating. And that 1, 8 is going to repeat over and over again. So the way I write my final answer is like this. It's repeating, and the 1/8 is the one that's repeating. So I'm going to put my line directly above this 1/8, like this. We change it into red so that everything looks the same. And I'm actually going to not, well, let's see, that didn't change it. Change that to a red so it looks the same. Line style red. There we go. And I'm going to get rid of this 1 and this 8. This would be my final answer, and I would also have to write that this item is repeating. And that would be our final answer. 0.318 with the 1/8 repeating, and I write that it's repeating. All right, good luck with these. I hope you find success with this.